Hey y'all, it's Sierra, aka Capricorn Moon Goddess, back with another reading. I already pulled the cards because I don't have a lot of time and I forgot to turn my fan off, so you all may hear some noise in the background. That is my fan. So I'm just gonna lay the cards out and then get into the message. I'm gonna try to make this quick. So we have the Hermit. Woo! We have the Hermit card, okay? This could represent Virgo. We have the Tower card. We have the Ten of Swords. We have the Three of Wands. We have the Hanged Man. The Five of Wands. The Death card, which can also represent Scorpio. And the Six of Swords. So this is letting me know that right now what the collective is dealing with, and I forgot to say my disclaimer, this is a collective reading, okay? This is not an individual reading or personal reading. So there may be some things that resonate with you and there may be some things that do not resonate. Take what resonates, leave what does not. Use your own discernment, okay? If it doesn't seem to fit you, that's fine. This does not take the place of professional psychological advice or legal advice or medical advice or anything like that, okay? But this is telling me that the collective is dealing with fear of change, fear of things not working out the way that you planned them to work, fear that you won't be able to get past a betrayal or a disappointment or something not working out with this Tower card. Something has been destroyed, whether it's a relationship with somebody, whether it is a relationship with a corporation, whether it is a job, whether it is something that maybe you felt like was your life purpose and now you're feeling like you thought wrong. Maybe you went to school for something, dedicated your whole life to something, and it's being torn down and crumbled, and now you're feeling like, what do I do next? A lot of us have been in hermit mode with this Hermit card. You might not be taking calls from people. People might be calling you just to talk to you about their problems, and you don't want to hear it. You got your own stuff, anxiety, and things that you're fighting with mentally that are going on. So the overarching theme is fear here. These are unsettled times right now. There's a lot going on in the world right now. So no one is going to blame anybody for feeling fearful about their future or unsure about what's going to happen next. We're being inundated with all of this stuff on the news about human trafficking, fake food being sold in the stores, all these different diseases, just a lot going on. People seem to be losing their minds, and it's almost like, is it safe to leave the house kind of situation with this Hermit. You may not even feel safe to leave the house. I probably should have used a filter to make this lighter because I don't have my light on, but whatever, we just gonna roll with it. Some of you may be experiencing stagnation right now with this Hanged Man card, okay? But yeah, with this Tower card and the Death card and the Ten of Swords, something definitely came to an end. But we have the Three of Wands and we have the Six of Swords. So that's telling me whatever came to an end needed to come to an end in order for you to proceed in life, with your mission in life, with your life purpose. Whatever ended is going to be replaced by something better. However, if you cannot get past the fear, if you cannot get past the anxiety, the sadness, the pain, the hurt, you're going to find that the solution and the prize and the reward for going through all of this may seem a lot further away than it has to. So remember, I always tell y'all, I don't try to make people feel bad for feeling their feelings. I always say it's okay to feel your feelings. It's okay to throw yourself a pity party, but just don't stay there too long. I always say that. I also say that sometimes we have to compartmentalize our feelings and our emotions and put them on in the back of our minds in order to survive. Okay? Sometimes survival requires that if we are not able to get past fear, if we're not able to release it, then we need to figure out a way to compartmentalize it and put it in the back of our mind. And the dangers of that can be, it can end up becoming buried in your subconscious, and then you may not realize it's there at a certain point in life, and then you may be reacting to things out of that fear or out of that anxiety because it's in your subconscious. So you have to be very careful when doing this. But we are talking about survival right now. We're talking about fight or flight. The different branches of the nervous system. I don't want to like use too many scientific terms because I was about to. Like parasympathetic system, sympathetic system, nervous system. We have to tap into our survival at this point, okay? For some of us, we are at the very end of a very, very long, stressful, arduous journey. And we just have a few more feet to go, but we may be feeling feelings of fear and doubt and anxiety, and we're gonna have to just put that to the back burner right now so we can get past that finish line, and then we can address those when we get a chance. Okay, so there's a time for everything. What we need to figure out, what this is telling me, is we need to figure out coping skills, coping mechanisms. Like for me, when I start feeling fearful and doubtful and anxious and scared, I like to do fast. Either I'll go without food or I'll do a water fast where I just drink water. I will do it for one day. So I'll do it one day, and then the next day I'll eat, and then I'll do it another day. I'm not at a point where I could do it 3 days straight yet. If you're at a point where you could go for days with fasting, like, that is a big accomplishment. So, and good for you. And I don't eat a lot, but I like to snack, okay? So what is your coping mechanism? Earlier, of course, when you're fasting, you start to feel hunger. Your stomach starts to feel a certain kind of way. So instead of focusing on the hunger, what I did was focus on the fact that it was a privilege for me to be able to fast. I got to choose not to eat today. Some people don't have a choice not to eat. It's happening because they don't have food. They don't have money. They don't have the resources. They don't have the benefits to be on food stamps or whatever. They don't have a choice. They're starving and they don't have a choice. I got to choose not to eat today. So I had to focus on how privileged I am to be able to do that. So sometimes what you have to do, instead of focusing on what you lost, instead of focusing on the pain, instead of focusing on what's holding you back, you have to focus on the good things. You have to focus on the blessings that you do have, the talents that you do have. I have had so many different blessings coming towards me, and I immediately want to come and share it with you all because I'm sharing my journey with y'all. But because there are people that don't want the best for me, that are watching me, I can't do that yet. So maybe once I'm through the journey that I'm going, because I'm on a hard journey right now. I don't get up here just talking to hear myself talk. I'm up here because I'm a part of the collective too, and I go through things as well. I go through tests, trials, and tribulations as well. So maybe one day I will do a video where I explain to y'all everything that happened to me, all the obstacles that were coming up, all the blockages that were coming up, all the people that were working against me, and how I made it through all of it. Just the fact that I can rest assured and know that I'll be able to come to you all one day and do that, is a blessing. So we're at a point in time where we do have to tap into that positivity. And I joke about toxic positivity a lot because sometimes it is not, it's not, you don't need to hear if you feeling sad, depressed, or whatever, and somebody's coming to you like, it could be worse, or just be positive. Sometimes you like, I don't want to hear that. I'm going through a lot right now. I just need you to listen. But right now, we need to tap into that positivity. Right now, we need to tap into that optimism. Right now, we need to tap into that faith. Because there is a lot going on, and it is affecting us mentally. We have a skull of stars, infinite possibilities. It doesn't matter how grim something looks, there's always infinite possibilities. We're going to have to tap into the metaphysical aspects of healing. And I've been studying sound healing, and today I decided to start reading my book that I have on using tuning forks, because I bought an expensive set of tuning forks a couple years ago and I still have not learned how to use them. But for me, I have to learn how something works before I just hop in like, oh, I'm going to start using tuning forks. I need to know the science behind stuff. So that's what I'm studying right now. But it basically talks about how the frequency of the tuning forks, we can basically train our nervous system to match the frequency of the tuning fork. So if we get a high frequency tuning fork, we can use that, and then we can match our own energetic frequency with that. I think it might be called entrainment. I don't know. It's a lot of terms flowing around my head right now. No, entrainment is heart, with the heart, I think, or breathing. You know, I'm going to come to y'all. I'm going to make pre-recorded videos for y'all going over breathing techniques, sound healing, how to work with your heart as well. Okay, we can train our hearts to do certain things. So I'll come to y'all with the science. It's time. I know that science might be boring to a lot of people. Biology might be boring. Chemistry, physics might be boring. But for those of you that find it hard to connect with, oh, crystals really work, or sound healing really works, and saying affirmations really work, it may be because you need to know the science behind it. You need it to be broken down how it actually, there is proof that it works. Maybe you're just that kind of person. You might just be a logical person. So you may have a hard time with just, oh, I'm going to say affirmations and everything's going to be okay. You might need to know the science behind it. So, the way that we can trick our minds or make our minds believe that there's infinite possibilities, we can use things like tuning forks. So find a modality, a healing modality that works for you. Find a coping mechanism that works for you. Does exercising work for you? Because there's proof that exercising releases good endorphins that make us feel good. It gives us energy. You might be like, nah, I run out of energy when I'm exercising. But when you're done exercising, you might feel out of energy while you're doing it. But when you're done, trust me, you're going to have a lot of energy. And I know this because I used to, when I was working in the office, me and one of my coworkers used to go to the gym on our lunch break. And when we came back, I used to be, how they used to say in the Midwest, I used to be on 10. I used to be hyper. I used to be ready to do like cartwheels around the office. I was so hype, but I didn't necessarily feel hype while I was working out. Okay. What healing modality, what coping mechanism works for you? Does reading work for you? I started reading today and researching today to kind of take my mind off of things. I get excited when I learn new things. So, does reading work for you? Does writing work for you? Does watching a funny show on TV work for you? Does daydreaming work for you? What works for you? Figure out what coping mechanism works for you, because you're going to have to tap into them, okay? With all of this fear and this anxiety and the tower situation, things being torn down, you're planning certain things, the plans aren't going right. You have infinite possibilities. We have the spider community and web weaving. Some of us are having to find new friends. And I'm the type of person that's a loner. I don't necessarily need friends, especially because I have a son. He takes up a lot of my time. I have 3 sisters. I don't necessarily need friends, and I'm okay being by myself. I like being by myself. I always joke and I always say, how am I ever going to be married? Because I like sleeping by myself. Like, we could cuddle or whatever, but then you need to go to your room like they did on Bridgerton. Have your own room. Can we just have houses that's next to each other? Like, I always joke, I need a big house, or I need a husband that travels for work, okay? I'm good with being by myself. But at the end of the day, as humans, we do need other people. We can try to act like we don't need interaction with other people all we want to. But you'll find a lot of the loners, we're the ones that's online. We're the ones that's in the community sections on YouTube talking to each other, in the comment sections. We're the ones on Instagram. So we still need some sort of interaction with other humans, okay? So you may be in hermit mode and you needed to go into hermit mode because you needed to figure out who you really were, and you needed to strengthen your intuition and your discernment. But now that you've done the work to strengthen your intuition and discernment, you don't have to be worried about, well, what if I go out there and I make a friend and that friend works against me, or that friend turns on me? Hey, it happens sometimes. But you've learned that when you start to see signs of that, maybe you need to cut the person off a lot quicker and don't keep giving them chance after chance after chance. You can't be afraid to get out there and make connections because of this 10 of Swords, because people have betrayed you. Okay? We have the underworld, where all things pause and begin again. This word pause is coming up. Stagnation. This is going on with the Hangman. Okay? The underworld is not the same in every culture. And some cultures, it's not this fiery place where everybody's being burned up for eternity. So being in the underworld or hitting rock bottom or whatever, sometimes that's needed. That pause is needed so you can figure out who you really are and what you really want out of life, what's important to you, what's not important to you. And then, like this card says, then you can begin again. Okay? It's not saying permanency where everything just comes to a full stop. It says where all things pause and begin again, just like the death card here, which is under here. Death can represent something coming to an end, but it can also represent rebirth, a new cycle starting. We have skeleton, strength. Sometimes you have to pause, you have to slow down, you have to stop to build up your strength. Because if you keep going and overexerting yourself, you're going to completely just, I don't know why I want to say conk out, because I don't even say words like that, but that's the words that's coming to me. Okay? If you overwork your engine, it might just stop working altogether and you won't be able to restart it. But if you pause it, slow down, you might be able to build up a little bit more juice and then keep going. Okay? We have Lady de los Muertos, acceptance and equality. Go where you're celebrated, not tolerated. Okay? A lot of people may not agree with your methods of doing things. They may feel like whatever you're doing is taboo for whatever your culture is. There's something that you all are doing that people in your life may not necessarily agree with. It may go against societal norms or cultural norms or something like that. Okay, and this doesn't have to be taboo, spooky stuff like, oh, you're a psychic, or oh, you have some sort of alternative lifestyle. I'm thinking about the guy on Ready to Love, the new season on Dallas. He's like a I don't know if you call a guy a dominatrix, but he's like the male version of that. And he has a dungeon. I'm not saying, maybe that is your alternative lifestyle, but it could also be everybody in your family are doctors or lawyers, and you decide that you want to be a teacher, and your family's like, but they don't make money. Why you want to do that? You want to be an artist. Oh, so you want to be a starving artist? Everyone else in the family are doctors and lawyers and making over 6 figures a year. So, you know, you could just be going against something as simple as that. Or it could be all the way on the other end of the spectrum, where you're going against religious beliefs, or maybe you're in a same-sex relationship and people don't agree with it, or alternative sex lifestyle, okay? Wherever it fits on the scale is something that isn't sitting right with important people in your life, okay? We have sad embrace. You've had to basically comfort yourself. This person is holding themselves. The people that were supposed to be there to comfort you and love you no matter what have let you down. And with this Hermit card, you've had to figure out how to comfort yourself. But with this Community card, your guides want you to know you don't have to be by yourself all the time. There are times where we need to be by ourselves and we need to be okay with being alone. And there are times when it's okay for us to find friends and other people in the world that will be empathetic towards us, that will understand our plight, that will be nice to us, that will be kind to us, that for once we can call somebody on the phone and tell them about our problems instead of just being the listening ear all the time. Anybody that has left you alone in your time of need without a good reason, you don't need them at this point, okay? But that doesn't mean you don't need anybody. Okay, we have 19, Dragon's Lair. A lot of fear here. A lot of fear. A lot of having to face the dragon, face the fear, face a challenge head on. But there's no other way for you to get where you need to go if you don't, besides facing this challenge. So whether you have fear or anxiety or not, you have to accept the fact that the challenge is here and you have to face it. So it's better to face it without anxiety and worry than to face it with anxiety or worry, because anxiety and worry don't do anything to help us, okay? They don't necessarily make the situation better. It doesn't make it better if you're worrying. So if you can try to tap into optimism, that's not going to hurt. We have goblins. Yeah, a lot of fear here. A lot of fear about things that may or may not even be real. But the number 5 is on this card. And remember, I said there's a fear of change, and the number 5 can represent change. So there is a fear of change here. You may know something or someone is not good for you, but at least it's the devil you know. You don't want to deal with the devil you don't know. Or in order for a change to happen, something drastic has to happen, and you don't want to have to deal with that. You want a smooth transition. So whatever this is, the transition from where you were before and where you need to be has been very bumpy. It has not been a smooth transition at all. We have listening. It's funny because I was talking about studying using the tuning forks, and he was talking about, I cannot remember the name of the chamber, but there's some sort of chamber that you can go into where it is complete silence. Like they've built it, and they have these all over the world where it's just complete silence, like real silence. and you can hear the functions of your body. You can hear the functions of your nervous system. You just have to listen. And that is how the author who wrote this book was able to learn how tuning forks can really help, and how our bodies can match the frequency of the tuning forks. So you're having to learn how to listen to your body. When I drank some water today, I actually, you know how you can feel water when you drink it? You can feel it going down your throat. I felt the water drop into my stomach because I haven't eaten at all. I don't even remember that happening on the other times where I fasted before, but for whatever reason today, I really noticed, like, wow, I actually felt the cold water drop into my stomach. You usually feel it going down your throat and maybe even down your chest, but I've never felt that feeling before. So learning your body, being still and listening so that you can hear God speaking to you. You can hear your ancestors, your spirit guides speaking to you. And of course, for most of us, this comes in the form of thoughts being placed in our head, not necessarily hearing a voice speaking to us, okay? But we're learning how to be still, be quiet, and listen. We also have home, okay? So I always look at the home cards in pretty much any deck. I always look at them as stability and security. Some of us are worried about our stability and our security because with that Tower card, yes, the building had to get knocked down for a new building to be built. But you're worrying about, is a new building going to be built? Is it going to be built in time? What am I going to do while I'm waiting for it to be built? Okay. We have the owl. I see an owl in this card. Some of you, because the owl came out yesterday, some of you, your spirit animal is, or one of them is an owl for sure. We got a clock here. Some of y'all, like I've been saying, y'all are feeling on some kind of deadline, or it's just like things are taking too long. We have encouragement. You're going to have to learn how to encourage yourself. And when your spirit guides give you a message that's positive, we're going to have to learn to take that and run with it. No matter how close we get to a certain deadline and it ain't happened yet. If we get past the deadline and it ain't happened yet, they gave us their word, okay? So we're going to have to tap into that encouragement and that optimism. We have spirit of place. I just said, when your spirit guides give you positive messages, okay, the movement card, forward movement. We are moving in a positive direction. We've got movement. Then we had the 6 of Swords and we had the 3 of Wands. All about forward movement and things moving in a positive direction. Okay, the number on this card is 28, which 2 plus 8 is 10. 10 represents not only a cycle ending, but a new cycle beginning. Okay, which we've had a couple cards speaking to that as well. We have care and nurturing. Some of the people that were supposed to care for us and love us and nurture us have turned their backs on us at this time. The number 6 is here. 6 can represent family. So some of us are having issues with our family. But like I said, we're running into our soul family at this time. But some of us are so deep in hermit mode that we're not even able to meet these people. These people, I was watching a video yesterday and this girl was saying destiny helper. These people that are placed into your life to help you, okay? We have conflict and war. Like I said, we've been at war. We've been at conflict. We've had arguments, fighting going on. And I'm at a point in my life where I'm choosing not to participate. Sometimes arguments are productive and they need to be had, but I'm not participating in the foolishness. I'm not about to participate in a long drawn out. If we've already discussed what we needed to discuss and you keep trying to argue with me about the same thing over and over again and you ain't even bringing me no new information, you just saying the same thing over and over again, I ain't got time for it. Okay, so you all may be having tumultuous times with your family members and friends. Rest and repose. We are needing to rest. With this, what was that card? There was a card about Underworld with pause and start again or something. We need to rest. We are in this place of stagnancy because if you're like me, you wasn't the type to rest. My spirit guides was telling me rest, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna keep working. I was working 10 and 12 hours on my job, but I worked from home, so that kind of made it a little bit easier. And then I would get off work and then I would work on my business as well. And then my son would be like, I need some time with my mommy, or I got homework or whatever. So I was constantly on the go. Pretty much burned myself out. And even though I was burned out, I still wanted to keep going. I didn't know how to rest. I still don't fully know how to rest. I'm still working on that. So I know when my guides are sitting me down on purpose. And they used to do it by making me sick. I'm glad they haven't done that lately. So sometimes we're in a space of stagnancy because we need to be there, because we need our bodies to regenerate, and we need our bodies to heal. We need our minds to be able to stop thinking all the time. It's not necessarily because you're being punished. It's because you need to rest. We have mixed blessings. And I felt this with the Tower card. Something is being destroyed in order for something new to be created. And that's scary. Like I said, the devil you know, sometimes people rather deal with the devil they know than unfamiliar circumstances. What if this new blessing never comes to replace what was destroyed? A lot of you are having doubts right now, okay? We have salvation. Let me read the salvation, because I know what it means in Christianity, but let me see what he meant by it. Okay. Is your back against the wall, or have you painted yourself into a corner? This card is all about getting out of a sticky situation. Sometimes help can come in ways you least expect it, appearing like a miracle from the celestial heavens. This may be an outside influence coming to save the day, but it will more likely be a solution you discover on your own through sudden inspiration. When appearing in the future position, this card is a reminder to not worry about your present circumstances because they are going to change for the better. On the card, Isis is shown with the headdress of Hathor, spreading her wings to protect the deceased pharaoh as he rules in the afterlife. There's the afterlife coming up. We keep getting the afterlife, and that's interesting. I've gotten that in several readings. I'm gonna have to look into that. But that's basically sums up what I was saying. That sums up the whole reading. Why I didn't get that card first? That would have been like the reading right there. Okay, and then we have Journey Through Life. Let me see what that says. Sometime I want to bet it's gonna say that there's ups and downs on the journey through life, and that just is what it is. But let's see what he says. Oh, and it's a boat, like the Six of Swords. Okay, so once again, representing forward movement or movement period. Okay. So this card can have many meanings in a reading. The most obvious is your life path. Where are you going? Where have you been? This card invites you to ask these questions of yourself and find the answers on the neighboring cards. Okay, well, the neighboring cards say that we are going towards blessings, okay, and answer solutions to our problems. If this card is found in the center of a 3-card reading, it is most fortunate position possible. Another interpretation may be an actual journey or other movement, like the Six of Swords. What did I say? I was like, this is just like the Six of Swords card. So it says like the Six of Swords or the Tower in the tarot. This card can mean there's a trip or a move coming in the near future. If this card is found in conjunction with another card. Well, it's not, so we just gonna ignore that. Okay. So yeah, like I said, this is just confirming the Six of Swords card and also the Tower card that came out, that we are moving towards a solution. Okay, the solution to our problems is coming, but in this last stretch, it is very important not to get those last minute feelings of doubt, of stress. And it's not to say that you're not going to get them, but this is the situations where you want to use clear, cancel, delete. When you clear that thought out of your mind, if you said it out loud or you thought it, cancel it. Nope. If you're thinking things are never going to work out, you cancel that. Things are always working out in my favor. And delete. Push it to the back of your mind, okay? So this would be a time where you want to use clear, cancel, delete. At other times, you want to sit there and you do want to explore the thought and where it's coming from and all of that. This is not one of those times. Usually I would tell you to do that. This is the time where you clear, cancel, delete, and you only think about positive things. So when you get a negative thought, you push that out of your mind. Okay? Because I grew up Christian, I always say the word rebuke. If I say something, I'd be like, oh no, I rebuke that. Or if I hear something negative, I rebuke that. That's not happening for me. Okay? Now is the time where positive thoughts and being in a high vibration are really important. We don't have time for worry, stress, and being frustrated and angry. So when those feelings come up, because it's natural for them to come up, you figure out a way to get rid of them and replace them with something positive. We also have Seahorse, family matters, ear, good news, needle and thread, a sincere wish will be granted. Dog, close up, pleasure with a close friend. Turkey, someone is behaving stupidly. That card is always funny to me. Haystack, karma, you will reap what you have sown. So if you've sown good things, you're going to get that. We have good news coming. Maybe around family matters for those of you that are having issues with family. We have a sincere wish will be granted. Somebody is always, but this somebody's behaving stupidly. Somebody's always acting stupid when you have a blessing that's coming your way, okay? We have December. December could be important to y'all. Maybe you're born in December. Something important happened or is happening in December. Or this issue that you're having may have started in December. Figure out however it resonates with you. If December means nothing to you, then hey, this part might not be for you. But Christmas is also in December. And what is it? Hold up. Christmas is in December, but there's a saying that says Christmas in July. And it is what? It is July. Some of us are about to have Christmas in July right now, okay? So it's time to be excited. It's time to be happy. It's time to daydream. It's time to think about what it's gonna feel like, what it's gonna look like for you to actually get this sincere wish granted. Are you gonna literally break down and cry tears of joy? Imagine yourself doing that. Are you gonna jump up and down with joy? Imagine yourself doing that. Some of us are gonna have Christmas in July, okay? We got the December card in July. I think that is so funny. We have kangaroo. Unsettled times need to plan ahead. If you have already exhausted all of your practical ideas for working out this situation, now it's time to let your spirit guides, let your God, let your higher power work. And if you are unsure of what you need to do to plan for unsettled times, you can always ask for clarification. Ask, what do I do? Show me what to do. Tell me what to do. Put a resource in front of me so I know what resource to use. Place people in my life that are going to help me through this, and they might be able to help me plan what to do. Okay? You can start asking of things. You don't have to just ask for money. You don't have to just ask for a job. You don't have to just ask for you can ask for other things. Ask for favor. Ask for clear directions. Ask for people to be placed in your path to help you that you can trust. Ask for removal of obstacles, removal of fear, anxiety. Ask for signs. I did a video a while ago that says sometimes we need to ask for more than just money, okay? We need to be strategic about what we're even asking our guides for. And we need to communicate clearly with them about what we need. And look, we have the July card. That is so funny. Some of us are going to have Christmas in July. I think it's July 20th. So we got a few more. We got like 11 more days. Does July go to the 31st or the 30th? We got 10 to 11 more days for this to happen. We have Ant, work, achievement, success. Butterfly, a change for the better. Some of us are getting this change this month, okay? I don't want to say some of us are going to be getting it in December because I feel like December is a little too far away. So I'm going to stick with December and July means Christmas in July, okay? We have Jug, lighthearted, carefree time. You may need to get out. You may feel like, how can I go enjoy myself when I have so much going on? You need to enjoy yourself right now. That is a requirement for you to be able to make it past this last stretch to get this wish fulfillment. So think of enjoying yourself and having fun as a prerequisite. It is a requirement to get what you need. It is not optional. It is productive. Leg, stepping into a new experience. Rat, someone working against you behind your back. If you want these people to be revealed to you, you can ask your guides to gently reveal them to you in a way that's least harmful. Okay? Dragon, beware of self-delusion. You do have to be realistic about your circumstances. You can still be realistic and optimistic at the same time, though. And dragon is showing up again here. So dragon might be one of y'all's spirit animals as well. You may want to look up dragons or use dragon's blood for protection. We have kite, vacation, flowers, happiness. Something is, you're having to leave something behind. Some of you need to literally go on a vacation, or you need to learn how to mentally go on a vacation, which would be by daydreaming, thinking about things that make you happy. And thinking about things that make you happy are going to put you in the vibration to start feeling that way, which can help attract the wish fulfillment a lot faster and stronger. What else was I about to say? I was about to say, like, even when you smile, that physical act sends information to the brain to release the happy endorsements. Endorsements. Maybe some of y'all about to get some endorsements, but I meant to say endorphins, to release those chemicals that actually make you feel happy. So sometimes physically doing things signal to our brain to release the chemicals that we need to feel in order to feel happy. That's why I keep telling y'all, learn biology, learn about the subtle body, learn about how a lot of this stuff that we talk about intuitively, there's scientific books and journals and writings about it. Take some classes about some of this stuff. And if you study healing modalities, that is where you're going to find a lot of this information about how you can simply just smile and think about something happy. And that can put you in the right vibration you need to be in, even if it's temporary. But we have to figure out some coping mechanisms for the fear, the anxiety, and the stress that we're going through. And that's pretty much what the message of this was about. I could have really just said that and left it at that. But then what fun would that be, right? We need to learn coping mechanisms. We need to be optimistic. We need to figure out a way to make ourselves feel happy, even if we don't feel happy. We need to find a way to block out these haters and these people that are working against us while protecting our energy from them. We're in the last stretch, and the actions that we take are very important at this time. So that's what I have for y'all. Let me see how long this was. 44 minutes. Okay, not too bad. Still a little bit longer than I wanted it to be. But thank you for taking the time to watch. Please like, share, and subscribe, and have a great rest of your day. Toodles.